very long story behind how, the organization and forming of this community-based thing. Um, while I was growing up, of course, there was a lot of confusion. There was not many organizations who were actually working with the thing of sexual minorities or like gay people. There was only NAS in Delhi, who was at that time. And I used to work for this organization, some NGO. I'd really not like to take the name. And they were also doing this, government funded project for the MSM, technical, what you say, I mean, funder given terms, men having sex with men. And the whole ideology and objective of this, what is the best you can do? I mean, you can be, graded as A, that you can cure someone, that you don't have to be that way. And my personal opinion was not so, and I was not very comfortable with the whole idea of somebody saying my project will be only successful if I'll cure you. So that cure term, and not to express yourself, and it was violating my other rights, which I was not very happy with. So we started a small group without any idea of it'll become an organization. So this small group, of course, when you have a small group, then you'll have activities. So somebody just said, like, told me advice, like, you should get it registered. And we thought, like, we'll have nobody from the society, no one in the board of this organization who do not understand our issues. So everybody in this board was from the male sexual minority. At that time I was a Koti identifying person, and there were gay people, and so this is how the group started. And during that time there was not even I was personally not having understanding of what community based organization is, but I do now. So this is what the journey is till yet, and we work on various issues. Can be anything which is to do with the sexual minority, male especially. Whether it is HIV prevention, or it's right based, or can be anything. I think there you cannot have the objective or goal of your organization. It's limited. It's time to time it changes. It requires a change. So it's ongoing. We are not capable of providing all the resources. So what is the harm connecting with other organization? We have people who come, for example, born female, her sexuality is totally different, and she identify herself as a male, and I have no expertise in that. And so this is why I want to connect with other people who have rich resources, who can really help in this. See this poor section, let's say, I don't know how I can state this, but transgender, trans female, or whomsoever, I see they don't have much resources available, or resources at all. So this is why it is important to work with them, and connect them with these resources in whatever ways we can. Earlier it was most of the time community leaders were upfront talking about issues, but this now the approach has changed, and there is more community participation. After 2009 there were many people who were out and actually were able to voice their opinion, and it was very good. And the approach is good when you have a larger number and community representing yourself, because other than other person can always counter argue you that you're one people I cannot change my system, or I cannot have different ward for a transgender, only one transgender person in my hospital. So there were voices, and there were more representation from the group, and this is the, I think, most important part we have right now, and strategy, you can say, and we'll continue with this. Yes, disappointed, in fact very disappointed. We see this 11, 12, 13 as a black day in our history, and I was not expecting this way, because the judgment was in a way that it rejected the 2009 judgment as well. So it is something, like when I was born, when I realized who I am. From that day till 2009, I was a criminal in my own country, and from 2009 to 2013, December, I was not. I was a free person, and again I'm a criminal now. So what kind of country I'm living with, where I cannot exercise my fundamental rights? I'm scared. Like, I don't know whether people can actually barge into my home and want to check what I'm doing inside my room. So where is my privacy? I'm a person who you see, I give vote. See, I pay my taxes. I do everything, and I'm free outside in a way. I'm not even inside a prison, but I'm still a criminal. This the day that there was a judgment, and I took a taxi, and even everybody was aware of it, like what is happening. And this taxi driver says, "Madam, आप लोगों को तो मिला नहीं, आप लोगों को तो सजा होगी अब." Then I had to really explain कि सजा लिटरल नहीं होने वाली, पर हाँ, if a common man who is having no knowledge about not very strong knowledge about anything, and he can comment on me that I'm a criminal, so I can see other people, like what kind of thing will happen. And I'm also scared about what will happen, because before this 2009 judgment, majority of people, especially the police and other officials, were not aware of what 377 is exactly. And sometimes some of who were aware of it used to blackmail people and do things. Now, as everybody is aware. Now there is going to be more blackmailing, and people, especially police, they're going to misuse it so badly. Because if I'll be sitting with one man somewhere, a male partner somewhere in park, he'll just arrest me, or or blackmail me, or can do anything, or sexually harass me or abuse me, can do anything just using this law against me. So I don't know. Okay, so if you're talking about Hijra culture, you have to understand that Hijra culture in India is having its own belief system. You see, how people see it it's a very different thing. But for me as a Hijra, it is like my story. Like I am from a Kshatriya Brahmin family, and now I'm a Hijra. So it does not change my religion. I'm a still Kshatriya Brahmin. But most of the people don't understand. In a country like India, where a person is going with different maybe sexual orientation or different gender, preferring different gender, when he or she, especially he, let's say biological male, or somebody intersex, is not accepted in the family just because of so much of patriarchy. Because I was born as a biological male, and I was expected to fit in the role of the all so-called male gender. So when I was thrown out, this Hijra society or this Hijra clan or this culture was the only safest place for me. No place else to go, because there is no I don't have any system where they can protect me. Where is my protection? So this was the family I can join. I can be myself, I can express myself. So it is not about most of the people tell stories like you kidnap someone and you make hijra and all bullshit story. It's not that. I was born with a feeling of not comfortable with my own gender, assigned sex. So I chose some different gender, which I say I'm not even a male, I'm not even a female, I'm a hijra person. So I think this is what it is. But if you go in the history and everything, it is very rich. It speaks a lot many things which can somewhere you can have arguments about it, and people can have their own opinions about it. But I, as a hijra person, it was my own choice to step out of so-called male female frame, and be into a gender which says I'm not even a male, I'm not even a female. So because I'm more comfortable there. And it is not that being a hijra I cannot go back to my home. I still might meet my parents. My mother is still my mother, and my father is still my father, everything is same for me. I do not have to boycott the entire, give away my everything to be in this hijra family. I mean, it is, but it is seen as an, very different and isolated group. It is not such. I mean, this international or national figures of, or statistic of HIV cases going down, I'm really not sure about it. I mean, where these numbers are coming from, because there is still, a lot of work to happen. There are more people to reach out. You don't even know, I mean, how many people there, you know, you'll get who are still, having these problems of facing HIV or other things. But I personally don't believe in numbers. So if they have their numbers and say it is going down, I think advocacy have been part of it, of course, and there are various programs going on. It has really helped at least some number of people. Present judgment of this 377, the criminalizing 377, it will again, organization like us who do outreach programs, going out and talking about safe sex and giving out condoms. Now what is there, how they see it is like we are promoting homosexuality, we are promoting more people to have sex, and it is not that way. I mean, they should understand that our work is not that bad. So, but they have this understanding, and this is where I'm scared my outreach workers, I myself, is going to be harassed and get arrested for saying as like public nuisance, or putting this 377 into thing. So it will, of course, this is actually going to ruin everything now. See, there are two things which I always have problem with whenever we talk about in school, curriculum about HIV is, it is of course, you kind of give child this idea that you have to be very, if somebody is having HIV, you be away from him or her, because it is not so good kind of, if you even think in a moral aspect or whatever they want to do it. And another thing, they talk, in such boundaries which is not even understood by a person, which is saying like without a clarity. If there is some doubt of a child, I mean, I don't think so it will be a one chapter or lesson. They'll just do it in half an hour, and a person, a student should never come up with a query or any kind of question. And also when they talk about HIV, they only talk about the hierarchy of what genders we have here, which is according to them only two exist, which is male and female. So also the curriculum and whatever kind of promotional activities we do, we have a problem. I personally have a problem with it, because they don't talk about getting HIV through anal sex. They do not talk about HIV getting through a transgender person. So it is a growing boy, for example, if he thinks that HIV can only he can only get HIV through penile vaginal sex, and this is kind of stupid, and you don't want to talk about. And if somebody with this understanding, a person goes out, of course there are chances to get HIV. I don't look back. The only thing is I see what is coming, and I'm just learning from my experience what is which is gone, and I think there is more to come. But the journey so far is great, because I can actually see people who were not, so shy and not there, okay with their sexuality. So I don't say that this was my goal, or this was my personal objective, or I wanted, this was my mission. But when I see a person living his her own life with all the dignity and freedom and enjoying it in all the ways, I see my journey, it's very nice. And I have, when when I was having a friend, just one who was supporting in, next to me, now I have thousand and lakhs of friends who are in support and who are like me and who are standing with me. So this journey has, it is not somebody who followed me or who was I followed someone. This journey, I've been able to take everybody along with me, and I'm walking, and I think this number will add on and add on. Of course, everybody have their own idols and thing, but but it's from the community only, because there are people like, I follow them a lot. For example, my own guru, I'm a disciple of a Hijra guru. Her name is Jasmine George. She's a Mumbai based activist. I have I see one of a friend who's also a mentor, my guru, Aditya Bandyopadhyay. He's a lawyer, Lok Prakash. So there are people who have been, Shivanandan Khan. I learned a lot from there, because to have a journey and support other people, you need to learn. And maybe it's not learning, but I have, I don't know, but I've learned many things from there without an order, or say something that you have to follow that, because their personal lives, I've adapted many things for myself. See, I've read the judgment, and I was looking for something positive from the judgment. Even if there is nothing positive in judgment, just think of yourself, because you lived a life which has harmed no one yet, and which will harm no one. We have only loved, and we are giving love, so there is nothing to scared about. And I think there is not only you, I mean I or somebody else as a single person who think I am different or I am a criminal. We are not criminal. We are people who love other people of our choice. Maybe let's say choice, or everybody is born with it. So there is a big number. So, and everybody is together. So nobody has to be, scared or hide themselves or run out or do anything stupid which will make other people strong and us go and hide again. We are not going to hide, we are going to fight, and we are going to fight in a very nice way. Maybe I'm really thinking of going, giving this rose or flowers to these people who think we are criminals, because they do not understand the meaning of love. And this is our duty, our generation, this is our generation, that we will make sure that the 377 goes it, and the coming generation will have privilege to live this life with full freedom.